Hey guys, it's Will. So 380% growth in 1 year. That's what we're seeing with Intrusion Inc. And you got to ask yourself, is it going to continue to skyrocket? This hype fueled growth? Is it a start of a cybersecurity revolution? I mean, if you think about the AI boom, one of the things is going to be protection of your assets, especially cybersecurity with AI. This might be the next big thing in 2025. Let's take a look here. It is called INTZ as the ticker symbol. We see a recovery today. See, this sell off has been quite insane. Let's take a look. It went from the 26th of December to what was the 30th. In 4 days, it went up 2,000%. And after going up to $7.32, it sold down to what was $4.15. Now it's at $4.05. So that from there, the peak, it sold off about 40%. So what are we looking at in this stock? Well, when I look at this company and we look at since when it became a company, it's kind of sold off consistently and then just popped massively. And I'm considering that this could be some manipulation or somewhat of a pump. So you got to be careful. I want you guys to think with caution here. What we see is this trend. Okay, a little bit of a trend happening. And even if I do stay true to this trend, now it looks like it's getting rejected, right? This rising support then acted as resistance maybe. See, it's got a lot to do to push up. But now, let's say that it was to maintain this consistency. Well, we might see it sell back down to here, down to 330, or potentially push back up. If it pushes back up and keeps this consistency, that's a 91% increase. Now that looks great. It's holding above this EMA, so it's looking a little bullish on the past day, but it's also quite a volatile time. I mean, again, 2,000% in 4 days. So you got to look at this with some caution. Now, what we're seeing here on the near term is simply that it is at this previous resistance, at this previous consolidation. So it is at a key level right here. As we just pointed out, it's kind of a resistance level. It pushed up above the EMA. We'll see if it gets above this. If it does, that could be indication it continues its upward direction. But as of right now, we'll see. That's another level it's got to break out. The good news for the bulls is that this previous resistance right here acted as a support. And that's usually what you see in a consistent uptrend, is that previous resistance does act as support. So you start to see it push up. Now it's reaching this consolidation level right here. And we'll see if it does continue to break out. If it does, again, that's like a 90% increase if it continues to previous highs. Now, that's how the technicals look right now. It looks a little overextended, a little bit higher on the MACD and the RSI than I'd like to see. Potentially, again, could see it sell down to this 350 price range before continuing up, if that's what it's going to do. Otherwise, it would retest this previous resistance and could potentially break below. Now, I can't do a lot because it just happened in like 3 days. So I'm not able to get a lot of data on the technicals here, but that's how it looks right now. So potentially it could push up. We'll see. Now let's take a look at some of the news. The market is cybersecurity, which is good because why? The EI, they say IA in Latin America, but the AI boom of 2025 is going to require a tremendous amount of cybersecurity. And they're using AI-driven models and machine learning to use cybersecurity to protect against some of what's going to be happening in this AI. Now, they got 50 employees, fairly small for 2024. We need an update for 2025. Market cap's extremely small at just 32 million. Now, when we look at some of their financials, let's take a look at the financials. You can see that their net income is up 37% year over year. Revenue is up 2% year over year. Net income total negative 2 million, but up 36% year over year. The net profit margin was up. That's good. You do see that they're negative 45 or negative 455,000 in net cash, and they're also negative net income. So not any financials that are standing out to be tremendously positive. I mean, you can look quarter over quarter, you do see growth, right? We can see December 2023, going to March and then to June. And they do have less, right? Year over year, it looks improved. They have less debt and they're increasing their income. So that's good. Now, it's not extremely healthy, but it's looking good. It's not looking good. It's looking mediocre. That's how it's looking. Now, Intrusion, which is cybersecurity. We went through the financial, went through the technicals, this third piece of analysis before we get into what might be coming here in the future. Let's take a look at the news. We got Intrusion news. So let's just make sure we get the right INTZ. It's a ticker symbol. Let's take a look here. They got news directly on their site. That's great. We know how many hype articles there will be. Don't have to follow them. A lot of them are BS. So be careful of all those price target articles. All right. December 10th was the latest article. Let's see what they had to say. Intrusion expands cybersecurity portfolio with Shield Sentinel. I believe that's their main product, Shield Sentinel. Advanced network monitoring for large-scale environments. Okay. Now, out of Texas, a leader in cyber attack prevention solutions today announced expansion of its cybersecurity portfolio, introduction of Intrusion Shield. All right. Shield Sentinel uniquely offers the option of full lambda monitoring of fiber trunks at speeds of up to 100 gigabytes per second, bidirectional, while comprehensively capturing DNS queries and answers. Wow, that's pretty advanced and extremely fast. The solution has already been deployed as part of a recently signed contract to support a customer's cybersecurity efforts and has yielded successful results. Okay. The CEO says Shield, which is their main product, Sentinel, is designed to address the complex security challenges faced by large organizations. So again, that's good. In short, you're going to have a lot of organizations that are threatened by AI. I mean, just think about all of the new hacking that's going to be happening. All of the people, while we have great new tools, there's also some people that are going to be trying to do things with those tools that might not be so good. And so this is a company, they're saying, hey, we'll protect you. We're creating things to fight off the bad guys. I kind of like it. So that's really cool. I'm glad to see they're an older kind of company into 1984, I believe it was. Yet they are continuing to innovate and add AI, machine learning, and things like that into their company. That's always good. So that's a good article. Some of their other articles, we see they had their reports, third quarter, which we just went over, financials, Command Hub, harness AI for smarter cybersecurity. This is in November. The Command Hub's latest feature is an AI-driven insights engine that analyzes vast quantities of network activity and gives administrators a prioritized list of actionable items. Yeah, the same way that Palantir partners with Boston Hospital to process millions of data points to make sure the right doctors are matched with the right patients and scheduling them all through AI and just being able to process that data so a human doesn't have to do it. The same thing is true here. You could process a massive amount of data in a company, and basically a human wouldn't be able to find discrepancies nearly as good as if you're running it through AI and you have all of those coming in, and the AI can look at it all and say, that looks a little weird. And a human, they just get caught up in everything. They're going through it all, that it can be sometimes hard to find those things. So that's good that they're doing that. The future of cybersecurity relies on harnessing the power of AI-driven insights. I'd agree. With Intrusion Shield Command Hub, we're delivering on that promise by providing administrators with meaningful data-driven insights to strengthen their network security posture. All right, some good news. There's a lot of good news. They got this recent contract, $2 million contract with Department of Defense. Has a $34 million market cap. To get a $2 million contract is nice. You like to see that. That was back in September. We're looking for some other potential catalysts, right? But I don't see any recent, like in the past few weeks, that I guess that was December 10th, one of the articles that we saw. And that Shield Command Hub AI-powered cybersecurity, that was one that was interesting. So I think they're in a great market. Okay, the CEO acquired 585,000 shares earlier in 2024, so that could be a bullish outlook from him. That's also speculation. Um, they won a 1.4 billion bid for commission on elections projects securing national local polls. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, a lot of hype articles. A lot of the price targets I'm seeing are pretty high. I think they're in like the $5 range or something like that. Is that correct? I mean, we're $4 right now. We saw $7. Okay. So, yeah, $5 isn't too bad. So outside of that, financials were improving, but were mediocre. The news, I would say, was mediocre. Didn't see any huge contracts, but definitely saw that they're in a great market and serving audiences in the right way. I like the way that they're approaching the market. They're also a more established company. They just entered a $10 million equity agreement with Streeterville Capital. So it says the company has entered into a standby equity purchase agreement with Streeterville Capital as per recent 8K filing with Securities Exchange. Not an obligation, let's see, to sell up to $10 million of common stock over to Streeterville over a 24-month term. In other words, Streeterville wants to buy up to $10 million in the company over a 24-month term, which again, $10 million investment over 24 months. We're seeing that's kind of good because they're such a small cap company. That's actually a very good news. So it's not an obligation, though not an obligation. So you have to keep that in mind. Most likely will go through, but not 100%. From date of agreement, unless it was 10 million. Oh no, it is 10 million. It is for sure 10 million in advances have been issued. My bad. Okay. Structuring. They also paid the company a structuring fee of 25,000. Okay. Great. So those were some SEC filings we recently saw. Their revenue Q1 2024, so that's a little bit later, but that's a long-term article to keep in mind. So again, just to look at the technicals, it looks like it bounced and that it might be continuing up. Now, on this term right here, that we see that it is on that rising support. It is kind of acting as resistance, and it's right at this previous resistance. So we'll see if it breaks below. I'll be looking for an opportunity to present itself tomorrow at market open Friday. If you guys want to watch me trade live and potentially see how we caught, for example, Rigetti this morning for almost $400 profit, and how we sold Cooler stock for a $200 or $320 profit over here today, then I would encourage you guys to check out that second link down below. The other thing that we just added to Stockmate recently was this book. I want you guys to check it out. It's a full breakdown of emotional IQ, how to learn, how to have the mindset, how to set a trading plan, the thoughts of the ordinary versus the thoughts of a profitable trader. There's some worksheets in there, and it's really valuable inside of Stockmate. And we also go live every morning at market open. We put our targets here as well, so make sure, and we release earnings each week. Live trading starts 23 hours. So guys, appreciate you all. Make sure to hit the like button if I earned your thumbs up. Do consider subscribing. And again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.